issues now.
All right, then. Let's move straight to our fourth and final conversation. A shadow government is an unregistered group formed by an opposition to mirror an official administration, provide alternative policies and public critique. In Nigeria, this is not a common practice. Recently, the 2007 presidential candidate of the African Democratic Congress ADP, Professor Utomi, raised eyebrows when he announced the formation of a shadow government. The Department of State Services, DSS, has sued Professor Utomi for illegally usurping President Bola Tinubu's executive powers by setting up a shadow government. The DSS claims that the shadow government is an assault on the 1999 Constitution as it can destabilize the country, incite political unrest, and undermine national security if left unchallenged. Okay, Doctor, let's look at this conversation this way. I mean, do you agree with the DSS, going to court over the shadow government, created by Professor Utomi?
It feels challenged by this move by Professor Utomi. And anybody who feels aggrieved, the best way to settle is the court. And my opinion may be just one out of so many.
Okay.
I think this leadership of the DSS appears to be about the best I've seen in so many years. Because what another leadership would have done would have been to take in Utomi and start grilling him.
Declaring wanted, arrest him.
But it is also the right of Utomi to take a position on issues.
Okay.
So, when you ask me, I think the DG of the DSS, Adeola Oluwatosin Ajayi, has brought a breath of fresh air to that Secret Service as an agency. Because what he has done is to say, okay, let's go and try the law in court, and not by harassing you, bringing you in to answer questions under pressure and forcing you against your own will to agree to certain terms and conditions for your existence. If you ask me, I also don't feel like things are working. But because I know where we are coming from and I know where we are, I can see that if we stay on course, things can keep getting better. So if Utomi appoints me today, I will join that shadow government.
Really?
Yes, I will join
but
it.
Now, hold on. As a follow-up to that,
yes,
having a shadow government in our climb, what is the position of the 1999 Constitution? Is it constitutional?
That's why it's going to court. That's why it's going to court. But don't forget, because we seem sometimes to forget where we are coming from.
That's true.
APC had a shadow government.
I was going there.
When Jonathan was in government. It had. And you see, if a shadow government,
was it a shadow government or an opposition?
Whatever name you decide to call it, there was a body in place that was always following what Jonathan was doing, and they were making comments. It is even good once it is not destructive for the government.
Okay.
Because sometimes, I've said it here before, when I see certain responses...
Did APC form a cabinet then?
Go back and check. It was there. They constituted a body that was monitoring that government.
Okay.
And we should be careful. Because if we always, I've said it here before,
yes,
always look at every comment that is against the government as an attempt to run it out of power, and we so respond to those people, we will not benefit from the ideas that they are bringing to the table.
That's where...
We won't benefit from it. Go ahead, sir.
In fact, that's where when I look at that stuff, and I remember this point you raised, you see, let's just veil the personalities involved and look at the issues dispassionately. Do you understand? Now, we need to check again. I'm used to shadow government in the parliamentary system of government.
Yeah, in the UK.
I'm used to, you understand, where for every sector, for every ministry, there is someone appointed who is critiquing, not criticizing, critiquing the policies of government. It's not only telling you that, hey, this government messed up here. They're providing the solution.
Exactly. That's the point.
However, I am not a security expert. I don't have intels.
Okay.
If DSS is saying, looking at their, I'm not a lawyer.
Okay.
Let me borrow their words. If I'm wrong, lawyers, please pardon me. Looking at their prayers, you know, of the DSS, they are saying that
some part of the Constitution.
exactly that if this thing is not challenged, if this thing is not checked, it could lead to some. Because when you look at the people involved, these are strong voices of the Labour Party, talking about the two main ones, Pat Utomi, Dele Farotimi, and you will want to check, are these individuals critiquing the government or criticizing the government? If it is all about criticizing, then the government of the day, maybe through the DSS, may want to say, hey, the world shadow government is a suspect. Do you understand? So, like he said, let's check it from the angle of the law. So whether APC was right then or wrong, it is immaterial. You know, whether these guys are right or wrong, let the court tell us.
Do you think this issue of shadow government can be misinterpreted, misunderstood, and misused by people?
It can be.
It can be.
Yes. What a lot of people see as opposition is destruction.
What do you mean by that?
Yes. Destruction in the sense of bring him down. Whereas this government, in this immediate situation, has 4 years. So if you don't want anything to go wrong, you now have to put yourself in a position where you are going to say, like we do on Journalist Hangout, this thing that you have done, you could have done it better, can go this way. That's what a shadow government is supposed to do. That's why I said I don't see anything wrong in it. But let the DSS, like I've said, I like.
But according to the DSS, they said this thing can stimulate other like secessionist groups to cause chaos.
But
do you agree with the DSS
don't
in
forget
this regard?
that those groups are there, whether you like it or not.
They've always been there.
They've always been there. So this shadow government is not going to change anything about those groups. And we have them all over. They are agitating for better governance. It's only those who say, I want to go.
I don't think that having a shadow government could give them that kind of boldness.
How? How do we align the two? How do we align? A shadow government is supposed to be telling you, you took this decision yesterday. No, this is our position on it. I've been a journalist for some time, and I knew the number of statements, press statements, that I published for APC before they won the election in 2015. And those were always pointing out errors in the government. That's what we need. We can't afford a government that cannot be corrected or that you can't speak to. And that's why I told you the other time, I disagree when some statements are issued. Because you are not attacking the personality for just the sake of attacking it. Have you looked at what that person said? That is the important part.
The message rather than the messenger. Yeah. And like I said, it is important for us to even establish whether shadow government should even has a place in the law,
in the Constitution,
under presidential system of government.
True.
I am not concerned about what APC did in the opposition. You understand? Because if it's about you were wrong this time, you were right this time, what is the law saying?
Now
is what matters. Because trust me, politicians will take advantage of anything that is not challenged.
I agree with you on that.
Maybe the ruling power then should have also taken the APC into court. But like I want to believe, I don't want to, throw away the concern of the DSS. But they have gone the right way by saying, do you even have a locus to form a shadow government.
Now,
it is very important.
Look at what I asked him, and one of the things the DSS said, that this could stimulate other secessionist groups, you know, to cause chaos.
That's why I said DSS.
That's what I'm saying. Do you agree with the DSS in this regard?
No, I'm talking as a political journalist.
Okay.
You understand? As a political journalist, we've seen opposition vent their reservations over policies. I am 100% for that. Do you understand? Do you need a shadow government to do it? I don't know. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Why do we... Is there not Labour Party? At least, as at the last time, these two persons have not denied Labour Party. Is it because of the problem in Labour Party they want to form a shadow government? I don't have my facts.
I'm not sure they are members of the Labour Party.
No, I mean the two strongest individuals there.
Yeah, I'm not sure they are members of the Labour Party.
Okay,
I'm not sure they've not given up on Labour Party.
Except maybe they don't know Peter, but I'm not sure they are members of the Labour Party.
The point is this. Even for me, what they have been doing so far in terms of criticizing the government and providing solutions is acting as a shadow government. Pronouncing it is just for the sake of it.
Oh, okay.
And not that you are now going to gather in one place and give official vehicles to them as government of it. That is not going to happen. We know.
All right.
They're only going to sit together and say, okay, this policy, is it right? Write something on it.
That's our concern.
All right.
What is coming
All right.
out
Well, anyway, gentlemen, it's a fine place for us to leave it. Thank you so much, Dr. Aladipo.
Thank you for having me again.
Thank you so much for coming. And
I wish you stay on this.
I enjoyed the conversation, I tell you. I really enjoyed the conversation. Thank you so much, gentlemen. And also thank you to the gentlemen and women in the back room pressing the buttons to make sure that we have a beautiful show. Appreciate you. You guys are the best. And that's all on Journalist Hangout today. You can watch the repeat broadcast of this episode tonight at 11. Join us on Sunday from 1:30 to 3:30 p.m. for Journalist Hangout on Sunday. We are on YouTube at youtube.com/TVC News Nigeria. I am Benga Oreshegun. Bye for now, and God bless Nigeria.